Okay, so imagine this. Imagine posting professional, really engaging videos every single day across all the big social platforms.
Right.
But you're never actually filming. You're not editing. You don't even have to speak into a microphone. This whole thing, this whole content operation just runs by itself. It generates everything while you sleep.
It definitely sounds like science fiction, but it's absolutely possible right now. And here's the really revolutionary part. The sources we looked at suggest you can generate something like, what, 150 professional clips a month? A huge amount of content.
Yeah.
And it can cost you around $145 total. That breaks down to, less than 50 cents for each finished video.
That just completely changes the economics of content. It's a whole new dimension.
Right.
So welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are unpacking the complete blueprint for this kind of automated AI avatar system.
Yeah.
We're not talking about, general ideas here. We're going to dissect the specific tools, the really crucial technical stuff, and the step-by-step workflow.
And our mission here is to give you a quick but still very thorough understanding of how to build this low-cost, high-volume pipeline. We're going to start with the proof that it actually works and, why audiences are okay with it. Then we have to get into the core architecture, especially that non-negotiable step of self-hosting. And finally, we'll walk through the whole process, from scraping a viral idea all the way to hitting publish. So let's jump in.
Let's do it.
The vision of automating video creation, with zero manual input is so compelling. It's the ultimate passive content dream.
It is. But for something like this to be a real business model, you need proof. You need proof that audiences actually accept 100% AI-generated video.
And they do. The data is pretty clear on this. There are multiple creators who are winning with this strategy right now. The sources point to one educational creator, has about 60,000 followers, and they're consistently getting six-figure view counts.
Wow.
And every single piece of content is 100% AI.
And that brings up a really important question about, audience tolerance. Because if you look really closely at some of these, the lip sync can be a little off.
It can be.
The movement might feel a bit robotic, and yet the videos still get thousands of likes, thousands of shares. So why?
That is the critical insight right there. The audience has kind of shifted its priorities. They forgive these minor technical flaws, the imperfect lip sync, if the information underneath it all delivers real, concentrated value.
So the content itself.
Content quality, the insight, the aha moment, that trumps avatar perfection every single time.
We see that with creators like Sky Generated. They're making educational content about AI tools.
Yeah.
By using AI tools to do it.
It's so meta.
It is, and it's successful. They've got videos with over 857,000 views because the information is just what people are searching for.
And then you have the hybrid structure, which I think is just a brilliant strategic move.
Yeah.
You look at Rowan Chung's model, which is super successful. The AI avatar does the intro, right? It introduces the main idea, and then boom, the video cuts straight to engaging B-roll footage or screen recordings.
That seems like it solves the attention problem. It gives you the consistent presenter, the brand face, but you don't need the avatar to hold the screen for the whole clip.
Exactly.
Which is where you start to notice those little imperfections.
Exactly right. You use the avatar for brand recognition and just sheer volume, but you rely on other high-quality visuals to keep people engaged. It's just smart.
So it's a strategic choice then. Hybrid versus 100% AI really just depends on if you're prioritizing raw output or maybe a deeper audience connection.
It's about consistency and how fast you can deploy.
Okay, so let's unpack the structure of this system. We're talking about 3 different automation loops all working together. So this is not just one tool, it's an integrated machine.
That's right. So first, you have the AI content creator. That's what handles the heavy lifting script generation, voiceover, the avatar animation, and putting it all together. Second, you've got the automatic publisher.
Yeah.
That takes the finished video and it schedules it, distributes it across TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, all of it.
And then the third loop is the fuel. That's the automatic idea scraper, which is monitoring places like X, constantly looking for new viral content so the system just never runs out of ideas.
Right. And this whole machine, which, it sounds really complicated, it actually runs on 2 core pieces of software that act like a central nervous system. The control center is Airtable. That's where you keep your ideas, manage your avatars, you track the status of every single video from idea to publish.
And what's the automation engine itself?
That would be N8N. If you haven't used it, N8N is automation software. It connects all these different AI tools together, kind of like data Lego blocks. It
Oh,
lets
yeah.
you build these incredibly complex workflows,
Right.
connecting 11 Labs, ChatGPT, all your video tools without writing a single line of code.
And this is where it gets really, really important because the guide points out a critical technical requirement, one that just kills the whole pipeline if you get it wrong.
Yes.
The system absolutely must use self-hosted N8N.
This is the non-negotiable. 100%. If you try to use the standard N8N cloud, you just run into these major file handling problems. Essential video processing functions, like being able to write a file to a disk or run FFmpeg, they just won't work.
Okay, you said FFmpeg. For people who aren't, deep into video software, what is that exactly, and why does it need that special access?
So FFmpeg is basically the engine that handles all the video processing. It's the thing that cuts, resizes, crops, and stitches those video parts together.
Got it.
And because the automation is physically changing these large video files, it needs direct access to the server's hard drive. Standard cloud setups block that for, security reasons.
So self-hosting is, well, it's a bit of an administrative headache, isn't it? You have to maintain your own server, deal with security, manage downtime. Why would you choose that headache over the simple cloud version?
Because without that self-hosted setup, you just can't run the video transformations you need. The trade-off is unavoidable. You accept the small headache of maintaining, say, a $10 a month server to unlock the massive power of automated video assembly.
So the architecture just demands that disk access.
It demands it, and self-hosting is what provides it. The complexity is justified by the functionality you get.
Right, the ability to process files locally.
Exactly.
So once you have that architecture in place, the next step is actually creating the presenter, the digital twin. And using a tool like OneVideo, it looks like you have two main options for making the avatar.
That's right. Option one is you can just use your own image. That's great if you're trying to build an existing brand, but you have to follow the rules. A clear shot, good lighting, and ideally a 9.16 aspect ratio.
And option two.
Option two is generating a totally synthetic avatar, like the guide's Emma example.
Where you use really detailed prompt, right?
Yeah.
Describing everything from hair color to the shirt, just to get a stable image that becomes the foundation of the avatar.
And that initial generation is so cheap, it's about 50 cents. And once you have that perfect 4-second animated look, you can reuse it forever. But, I'll admit, I still wrestle with pump drift myself when I'm trying to optimize these synthetic images for consistency.
Prompt drift.
Yeah, even if you use the exact same input prompt, the AI might subtly change the lighting or a tiny facial expression, maybe the angle, and it can just slightly undermine the brand consistency that you need when you're doing high volume. It takes a lot of meticulous testing.
That makes perfect sense. Consistency is everything at that scale.
Right.
So now, the voice. That's what really brings the avatar to life. And 11 Labs seems to be the go-to tool for quality.
Absolutely. You pick a voice based on your content style. Are you doing upbeat news? Maybe you pick Sally Ford. Is it serious financial commentary? Maybe Eve is a better fit. You just choose the voice ID, paste it into your Airtable, and that links that specific tone to your animated avatar clip.
Okay, so strategically, forgetting the cost for a second, why is matching the voice tone so critical for an AI avatar?
It's because the visual connection is already a little bit artificial because of the AI generation.
Right.
The voice becomes your primary way to establish authority or warmth or urgency. If the voice is flat but the content is exciting, the viewer just drops off. It has to feel connected.
So the voice's energy and tone have to perfectly align with the content style.
Has to.
So let's get into the step-by-step pipeline. The moment the engine starts, the system needs those viral content ideas, the fuel. It looks to X for high-performing recent videos. It's searching for things with 100,000 views or more.
This is just pure leverage. You are curating what's already proven to get engagement. And on top of that, when you feature a company's product, like in the guide's example of the Gemini 3 announcement, you're basically giving them free marketing.
Which creates organic reach for you.
Exactly. You're building your content on borrowed authority.
Okay, so phase one starts when that viral link is found. It needs to scrape the info. This is where a tool like Apify comes in.
Correct. Apify is it's essentially a smart digital agent. It scrapes specific data like video metadata and links from sites like X, and once it has that raw material, it feeds it into ChatGPT.
Which is tasked with writing a short, high-impact script for short-form video.
Yep. And that script immediately goes to the 11 Labs engine in phase 2, which creates that natural-sounding audio in the voice we already picked out.
Then phase 3 is the avatar lip sync. The new audio gets injected into the video loop, and the lip sync model makes sure the mouth movements match the dialogue as believably as it can.
Then you get to phase 4, which is the assembly step. This is where the NA10 workflow stitches everything together. The talking avatar intro, the viral source clip, maybe some background music, the voiceover. It automatically resizes and crops everything for vertical video.
And phase 5 is the polish. Whisper AI, the transcription tool, transcribes the audio and then it burns the captions right into the final video. So no manual editing for that crucial accessibility feature.
This is where automation really shows its value.
I thought the troubleshooting process they documented, the Emma test, was actually the best part. Such a great real-world insight.
Oh, yeah. So the first test video they generated, the captions were just completely covering the avatar's face.
Right.
If you were doing that manually, that's 5 minutes of editing on every single video. But because it's a modular workflow, the fix was simple. They just adjusted the crop setting in NA10. I think they increased the top crop to 150 pixels. And that corrected the caption placement for every future video, automatically.
That is the true power of it. You fix the workflow one time, and you've solved the problem for the next 150 videos without touching it again.
The only human work is fixing that initial design flaw.
So if the automation is that powerful, where is the single most critical moment for making sure the quality is right?
It's in the rigorous testing and precise adjustment of those workflow settings on the very first video. That prevents all the errors down the line.
It's crucial to point out that this guide isn't really advising a total replacement of the human creator. This system is designed more as an augmentation tool, not a full substitute.
Yeah, the strategic recommendation is a hybrid approach. Use the AI avatars for your high-volume stuff, for consistency, for daily news updates. That could easily be, say, 70% of your output. But you still need to show up in person to build that deep connection, that trust, and to share emotional stories. That's the essential 30%. You're using AI for the tactical work, which frees you up for strategic work.
And that human review layer is the absolute safeguard. The idea scraper feeds the ideas table every morning. The automation builds the videos, but you are still the final curator.
Right.
You watch the generated content, and only when you switch the status to schedule does the publishing automation, maybe using a tool like Potato, take over.
And that oversight is so important. It prevents brand damage from, an inevitable AI mistake, a weird script, a bad caption, poor stitching. You get to maintain quality control even when you're working at scale.
Okay, speaking of control, let me just push back a little here. This whole low-cost system relies on, 5 or 6 different third-party APIs, 11 labs, ChatGPT, 1 video.
Sure.
Doesn't creating that many external dependencies make your business hugely vulnerable? I mean, what if one of them changes their pricing or just shuts down?
It absolutely introduces vulnerability.
Yeah.
But you accept that risk because the cost of trying to scale without these APIs is just exponentially higher. The strategy is to, 1, choose vendors who are market leaders, whose pricing is stable. And 2, build your workflow so the components are swappable if you need to. You're really just betting that API access is only going to get cheaper and faster over time.
That's a pretty powerful bet on technological progress. And looking ahead, the pace of change is just staggering. What does the roadmap tell us?
Well, near term, so 3 to 6 months, we should expect really rapid quality upgrades. We're going to see near perfect lip sync, much more natural gestures, and probably lower API costs as competition heats up.
And medium term, 6 to 12 months out.
Things get even crazier. We're looking at real-time video generation in seconds, not minutes, and truly interactive avatars that can actually reply to comments with newly generated video responses.
Just think about the scale of knowledge transfer that unlocks. It completely changes how we interact with education, with customer service, everything online.
Whoa, imagine scaling that to 1 billion queries, generating personalized, unique video responses instantly.
Yep.
That is a truly revolutionary shift.
Yeah. So if we look at that future roadmap, what human function do you think will become completely obsolete for this kind of high-volume content?
The need for a person to maintain a physical on-camera presence for high-volume educational content delivery.
So what does all this really mean for an ambitious content creator today? This system is a fundamental shift in the economics of content. Your growth is no longer limited by the number of hours you can physically spend filming and scripting and editing.
Exactly. The old model was all about expensive human hours. This new model is all about inexpensive automated API calls. It allows a single creator to run a massive content studio, publishing multiple times a day across 5 or 6 platforms.
And the cost transparency is what makes it so legitimate. We talked about maybe $11 a month for the creator plan at 11 Labs, plus what, 5 to 15 for self-hosting async?
Yeah, and when you factor in all the necessary API costs for the scripts, the lip sync, the captions, the cloud hosting, the total monthly cost to run the whole autonomous system and generate 150 finished videos is about $145 a month.
That cost is just incredibly compelling. You're getting results that would easily cost thousands of dollars if you outsourced it to human creators and editors. It's undeniable scale and efficiency.
The revolution is here. And the creators who are already winning with this prove that value and utility, not biology, are what the audience really prioritizes.
And that leads to a pretty profound question to leave you with. If audiences consistently prioritize pure informational value over the biological presence of a human presenter, how long until human-made content becomes the niche, the special artisanal choice, instead of the standard expectation?
Something to ponder as you start sketching out the architecture for your own content machine.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll talk to you next time.